My death comes without apology. And I welcome the Valkyries to summon me home!
Glory and honor, O man of the North. Valhalla waits to welcome thee. I am Viking first. To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a child. You need to have self-discipline and control. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies. A true Viking always reaches for glory. It's what defines us. My people do not fear death. They know if they fight till their last breath, they will have earned a seat at Odin's table. I have never met anybody who has become a great warrior, who has not struggled and suffered, and sacrificed and sweated, and fought through tears and hardships, and loss and life. Tell me, boy, girl, what are you made of? I am your monster no longer. I am unstoppable. The gods do not decide my fate. We win because we are disciplined. A hungry wolf is bound to wage a hard battle. Warriors are not born. Warriors are forged. Every battle, every war, every day. There is no room for softness. No place for weakness. In the halls of Valhalla, the brave may live forever. To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy. The road ahead is long and unforgiving. No place for a child. I have never met anybody who has become a great warrior, who has not struggled and suffered, and sacrificed and sweated, and fought through tears and hardships, and loss and life. And if there is something you really want, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and you dedicate yourself to it, it can be yours. I am your monster no longer. I am unstoppable. The gods do not decide my fate. We win because we are disciplined. If you are to be a warrior, you must know this rule. Never let your back hit the ground. If you quit after the first time you are knocked down, you are not a warrior. If you quit before you enter the battle, you have strayed away from the way of the warrior. You need to have self-discipline and control. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies. It takes nothing to join the crowd. It takes everything to stand alone. You have to believe in yourself. You must have the mentality of a warrior. There is no retreat, no surrender, not where you come from. I am a warrior. Warriors are not born. Warriors are forged. Every battle, every war, every day. There is nothing you cannot do. I warned you. The cycle ends here. I will do what I must. You do not know me. Pain is the best instructor, but no one wants to go to his class. You will never win the battle if you don't get up. If you don't go through the training you need. The cycle ends here. We can fight our way back into the light, one step at a time. We must be better than this. The moment your knees hit the ground is the moment you ask yourself, why do you want what you want? Don't be sorry. Be better. Breathe deeply. And rise. What are you made of? Tell me, boy, girl, what are you made of? Hope is what makes us strong. It's why we are here. It's what we fight with when all else is lost. To be a real warrior, power perceived may be power achieved. Your aim is accurate because you trained it. Your mind is sharp because you have honed it. Your body is strong because you have pushed it. You have earned your skill because you have given blood, sweat, and tears. You refuse to be normal because you are a warrior. When you find yourself faced against the enemy, against injustice, against those who wronged you, remember that not even the hands of death could defeat you. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. You do not have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. If darkness is around us, we will not falter. We do not fall to our fears, to our insecurities, to that voice in our head that tells us to lay the sword down. There is no room for softness, no place for weakness, not even for a moment. There is only the hard, only the great, only the strong. When it comes to technique, work on it over and over again. The successful warrior is the average man with greater focus. Mastery is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. The Sisters of Fate could not hold you. You will see the end of this day. You will have your revenge. Vengeance will be yours.
You are calm, but alert. Relaxed, but ready. Smooth, but sharp. Humble, but confident. Forget your sadness, your anger, grudges, and hatred. Let them pass like smoke caught in a breeze. Do not indulge yourself in such feelings. You must look beyond the wound to win the fight. Where you are hurting, where you are bleeding, where you are crawling, keep going.
Be relentless. We must win mentally before we see. Whatever the improbable feat, make up in your mind, I've already won. Be committed, be fully persuaded to peace, for without which you will never fulfill your purpose. With everything that you think, and every word that you speak, and every move that you make, let peace and harmony be your portion. You must decide in this moment to execute like you never have. Execute in the face of adversity. Execute in the presence of doubt and fear. Execute. Get the job done. After you have spoken, take action. For if you remain still, you open the door to an idle mind. You must dispense with the notion that conversation will change your life. It is only strategy, plan, and execution that alters the very fabric of our existence.
Focus on infinite purpose. You've got to learn to utilize the space between you and your opponent. Always observe your opponent. Watch them, study them, examine their movements. You need to use the first seconds of every encounter to evaluate the length of their blade. You will win the war without when you win the war within. When you have won the war with yourself, you will win the war with every opponent.
It's what you do behind the scenes. It's the work you put in, the sacrifices made when no one is looking, when the world is sleeping and you are serving. It is only then, at that moment, you will find deeper fulfillment. There is a way to win,
In every facet of life, in the room of negotiation, in the world of action, there is a way to win. There are techniques to be executed, but nothing can be done unless we first believe. We must start with ourselves. Much of life moves at the speed of the connections we make and the questions we ask. We must remain hungry for true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You must throw away your bad habits to get good. Your life is on the line, your future. So practice well. Move with your feet, and the hands will follow. You are not just fighting one opponent. You are fighting the unknown. You are stepping into uncharted territories, and you must endure to the end. What wakes you up in the morning and gets you going? Why is it that you want what you want? Why are you doing what you are doing? Every thought has an origin. Find your origin. We must understand the foundation of every action, that it all starts with a feeling and a thought.
Do not fear death, and never stray away from the way.
Better to fight and fall than to live without hope. A person should not agree today to what they'll regret tomorrow. No one is a total fool if he knows when to hold his tongue. Where wolf's ears are, wolf's teeth are near. Even in the sheath, the sword must be sharp. So too must the mind and the spirit be within the body. There is more honor in accumulating little by little than in reaching for the sky and ending up flat on your face. A person's actions are often worse than their intentions. The bold succeed wheresoever they go. Ill is it to do the wrong and leave the right undone. Nothing good can happen to people who break their solemn vows. Word carries, though mouth stands still. Everyone has some friends, even among his enemies. Be kind to friend and kin, and reward not their trespasses against you. Oftentimes, it is not numbers that wins the victory, but those who fare forward with the most vigor. Bear and forbear, and win for yourself. One should have their plans worked out before they enter into great undertakings or incite others to them. Not every cloud which darkens the day brings rain. Bravery is half the victory. Many breakers of battle axes are more brag than brains. Often it is anger that is blind to the truth. The bold succeed wheresoever they go. Many travels, many fortunes.
I choose to excel and not compete. I choose self-esteem over self-pity. I choose to listen to the voice from within versus the voices from without. I choose to fulfill my destiny. I choose to get the job done. I choose to finish what I started.
You know glory when you reach it. Trust me, this is just the path to get there. Change is happening, and we must be ready. Many travels, many fortunes. A true Viking always reaches for glory. It's what defines us. My people do not fear death. They know if they fight till their last breath, they will have earned a seat at Odin's table. Better a brief spell of honor than a long rule of shame. Better to die with honor than to live with shame. No matter how cautiously you live, there is no escaping the fatal clutches of old age. So then, better to enjoy the fray and fight proudly for something worth obtaining. Never let traitors go unpunished. It is good to listen to a man who knows his own mind and has the courage to speak it. Word carries, though mouth stands still. If words leave the lips, they travel. The fool is busy in everyone else's business but his own. Nothing good can happen to people who break their solemn vows. Ill it is to abandon honor and integrity in exchange for injustice and greed. Ill it is to do the wrong and leave the right undone. It can be expected that a man who has a lot on his mind will not always be careful enough. Most people prefer the worst side of a story which has two versions. A rotten branch will be found in every tree. When truth and fairness are different from what is law, better it is to follow truth and fairness. Sometimes, it is not numbers that wins the victory, but those who fare forward with the utmost vigor. Great deeds and ill deeds often fall within each other's shadow. Trust not him whose father, brother, or other kin you have slain, no matter how young he be, for often grows the wolf in the child. A hungry wolf is bound to wage a hard battle. Let another's wounds be your warning. Gold is little comfort for the kinsman dead. Every man must plow his own furrow. The longer the vengeance is drawn out, the more satisfying it will be. Be kind to friend and kin, and reward not their trespasses against you. Bear and forbear, and win for yourself, thereby long-enduring praise of men. The king's palace is an easy place to enter, but hard to leave. Even in the sheath, the sword must be sharp. So too must the mind and the spirit be within the body.